Hello and welcome to Game 13 of the FCSAA State and National Junior College Association of Athletics baseball tournament here for the state of Florida. We are here in beautiful Lakeland, Florida at Joker Marchant Stadium. We've got two great teams here, both with one loss already in this tournament. So this is an elimination game. We have Santa Fe College of Gainesville going up against Northwest Florida State College of Niceville. My name is Marshall Watrous. Joining me today is Chris Valentine. We've got my man Andrew Laguerre on the camera. Chris, how you doing today?
I'm doing great, Marshall. Thanks. I'm really excited for this game.
We've got a great game here between two very talented teams. Both teams filled with a lot of talent, as we have seen a ton of scouts here for both of these teams out there recording on the radar gun, as we've mentioned multiple times in the previous games, on the stopwatch. So this game set to start at 10 o'clock. Following this game, we have Game 14 of the tournament with Miami-Dade and State College of Florida. That will also be an elimination game. And then following that, we have Game 15, the third and final game of the day, and it'll be number 1 seed of the tournament, Chipola, taking on the number 4 seed, Palm Beach State. Both of those teams undefeated. And we start out here with Northwest Florida State as the home team, so they will be pitching first. Santa Fe College up to bat first. Chris, these two teams, very talented. They've already played each other in this tournament. Santa Fe College beat them 7-2.
Yeah, and Santa Fe really rode their starting pitcher, Robert Gurgis. He went 8 innings, gave up 2 runs, both earned, and he struck out 9. We'll see how their pitching from Sean Gable will come out today, see if they can use him. Their offense did pretty well, but they might need to do more against a motivated Northwest team. Taking a look at the schedule for today, it'll be Game 13, Santa Fe versus Northwest. This is this game right here. Scheduled at 1 o'clock, Miami-Dade versus State College of Florida. And scheduled at 4, the winner's bracket, Chipola versus Palm Beach State. Both of those teams undefeated.
Up to bat first for Santa Fe, leading off for this ball game. The top of the first is number 10, Kyle Phillips. He's a sophomore from Orlando, Florida. Phillips, the lefty batter, up to hit. That first ball will be foul ball, so 1 strike now. On the mound for Northwest Florida State is John Barr. We've seen some great pitching from both of these teams in the tournament. That next pitch coming in, and that'll be called outside the strike zone, so that'll be a ball. Chris, we've mentioned this name multiple times. We haven't seen him play since Friday. However, we've still been talking about him on Saturday and Sunday due to his great performance. That's Jarrett Montgomery. Do you think we'll see him in here today?
You never know, really, if this game is close in the end and they need a pitcher. I'm sure he'd be willing to go. But I'm sure they will try to save him. If they win this game, they'll probably pitch him tomorrow.
A big swing and a miss there as Kyle Phillips heads back to the dugout, and we have a strikeout. A nice job by John Barr getting a strikeout on the first batter of the game. Up to bat now for Santa Fe College Saints, we have number 2, Brandon Hernandez. So 1 out here, no runners on base, no hits yet either. So new game, so that ball goes straight over to third base, and Brandon Hernandez will be out. Chris, why don't we go over the Northwest Florida State College defense here while we're waiting?
Of course, in the outfield from left to right, we've got Devin Brown, Joe Guidry, and Bryant Harris Jr. In the infield, third to first, Landon Crowder, Mike Salvatore, Dano Diaz, and Jake Corso, and Cole Halfacre behind the plate.
Thank you, Chris. And that's Steven Smith up to bat now for Santa Fe. And he will be called on a strike.
We've seen Steven Smith in here twice. This is the third time for Santa Fe. He's been playing third base for the other two games, but now he takes the switch over to left field. Let's see how he does.
That's right, and we've really been impressed with Smith's performance in this tournament. He's been a very consistent player for this team. And he takes a 1-1 count now with 2 outs. Still no hits or anything here for this Saints team. John Barr throws out the pitch, and there's a strike. So 1-2 count now for Steven Smith. He's in the hole with 2 outs. John Barr starting off strong. Barr, a sophomore from Waynesboro, Pennsylvania. Swinging a foul ball. That'll go to the left of third base over towards Steven Smith's team's dugout.
Smith on the year batting .356, and he scored 47 runs on 64 hits.
Smith gets set. That pitch coming in, and that'll be called a ball, so a 2-2 count now. John Barr with that last pitch just outside the strike zone. Barr gets set. Winds up, throws the pitch in. And there's some contact, and that'll be a foul ball going straight to the roof. So Steven Smith still in this. That last pitch by John Barr clocked in at 93 miles per hour. John Barr and Halfacre agree on the pitch. The pitch coming in, and some contact, and a nice job there by Steven Smith to hit it in the gap between left and center field. That'll be the first hit of the day. And Steven Smith gets a single out of it. He's the lone runner on base. He's on first as number 25, Alex Goebel, the catcher for the Santa Fe team, comes out to hit.
That was a good piece of hitting by Steven Smith. A pitch outside, looked like it was off the plate, and he was able to get the barrel of the bat on the ball and just loop it over Mike Salvatore there at short.
Goebel with a fresh count, 2 outs here. Ball coming in, and that is outside the strike zone. So now 1-0 count for Alex Goebel. He's got Steven Smith, not to get confused with Stephen A. Smith, on first base. That last pitch by Barr was clocked in at 79 miles per hour. Barr winds up, throws in, a swing and a miss, and a pickoff attempt at first. Good job by Halfacre to get that ball over to first very quickly. However, unsuccessful in doing so. Steven Smith lays out for that base, and he's safe. So a 1-1 count here for Alex Goebel, the righty hitter going against the righty pitcher. Pitch coming in, and a foul ball that goes straight back. And we really have a lot of have had a lot of foul balls gone up to the roof in all of these games. We definitely got to get some crew up there to try and retrieve a couple of these balls. So 1-2 count now for Alex Goebel.
Taking a look at the stats for John Barr, he's only started 2 games in the regular season, and he gets the nod here against Santa Fe, the defending state champions. A lot of trust put on him by Northwest head coach Doug Martin.
And what a time to start the state tournament. That pitch coming in, and that is outside the strike zone. So another ball, he evens up the count at 2-2. 2 outs, runner on first. That's Corso over there on first, trying to help keep an eye on Steven Smith for John Barr. The pitch coming in, And some contact there. That's going to outfield. And that'll be a routine catch there by Bryant Harris Jr. in the outfield. So a great job defensively for Northwest Florida State College to end the top of the first. Santa Fe coming out of that inning with one hit. And when we return, Northwest Florida State College will have a chance at bat for the bottom of the first. And we return to play here at the bottom of the first. We've got Dano Dees up the bat now for the Raiders.
And taking a look at the starting pitcher for Santa Fe, the freshman righty, Sean Gable. He comes into this game with 13 regular season starts. He went 8-1, 68 2/3 innings pitched, gave up 24 earned runs on the season, and struck out 68. He's got an ERA of 3.15. Pretty good stats for a freshman.
Very impressive stats for Sean Gable, as Dano Diaz has a 1-1 count now. The pitch coming in, and that'll be called a strike. Sean Gable bringing the heat. So the top of the first, Santa Fe College unable to score any runs. And that'll be called a foul ball there. So a 2-2 count for Dano Diaz.
Dano Diaz, a good hitter. Second on the team with a 314 batting average behind Jake Corso at 345.
Pitch coming in. That one's outside the strike zone. So now a full count for Dano Diaz. Diaz, a redshirt freshman out of Lithonia, Georgia. He's a Parkview High School graduate. And the pitch coming in. And some contact there. That looks like it's going to be a...
And they call it fair.
Wow.
Fair down the right field line. Trouble over there for Dylan Reed. And that'll be 3.
And a great job there by Dano Diaz, a triple. That ball was very deceiving, looking like it was going to be a foul ball. However, Reed unable to hustle over to it and get it in time. So he picks it up, throws it back in, and Diaz by that time is already on third. Up to bat now for Northwest Florida State College. is number 13, Landon Crowder.
That ball got past Goebel, but Diaz staying over there at third, not advancing.
Crowder, the sophomore third baseman for this team. The pitch coming in. There's some contact there, and that's going to be a fair ball, and we get our first run of the day. A great job by Landon Crowder to get a double.
And back-to-back extra base hits to start off this game for Northwest Florida. Not known as an offensive team in this tournament, they're quickly showing their firepower.
That's right, and Diaz made it from third to home. So Northwest Florida's up now by 1. They've got 2 hits so far. That last one was by Landon Crowder. It's Ross Goforth, the power hitter here for the Raiders. So we've mentioned before, he's got a lot of power behind that swing. He's got a home run here in the tournament.
That was a good curveball by Gable. Catches the inner half of the plate, and he evens up the count.
And Goforth, a sophomore from Norman Park, Georgia. This Northwest Florida State College team, surprisingly with not many players from Florida compared to a lot of the other teams. They've got some players from Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee, Pennsylvania, all around, even as far up as New Jersey. So 1-2 count here for Ross Goforth. A big swing and a miss, and a strikeout recorded there for Sean Gable. Great job by Gable with a man on second. Up to bat now, number 37, Jake Corso.
Jake Corso, like I said previously, leading this team with a .345 batting average. He's a big power lefty. He's driven in 29 RBIs on the season, and he has 4 home runs.
So that last pitch evens up the count, with called a ball. So we got a 1-1 count here with only 1 out and a man on second. On deck is number 4, Mike Salvatore. And the pitch coming in, some contact there, and that goes straight back. So that'll be a foul ball and a tally in the strike column. And Jake Corso awaiting the pitch here from Sean Gable. Gable takes a look back at second, winds up, throws the pitch in, and that'll be also called outside the strike zone, so he evens up the count at 2-2. That's Landon Crowder on second for the Raiders. A swing and a miss, so Jake Corso a little bit upset with that swing as he reached on it, and walking back to the dugout, you can tell he's a little bit frustrated with himself. We're still here in the bottom of the first. The score still 1 run to 0 runs as number 4, Mike Salvatore, is up to bat. Salvatore, the player from New Jersey on this team, as we mentioned. And that first pitch coming in from Gable is called a ball, so 1-0 count.
Salvatore, in yesterday's game against St. John's, he went 1 for 4 with an RBI and a strikeout.
as we get a strike there on that last pitch. So now a 1-1 count here for Mike Salvatore with 2 outs. Gable throws the pitch in, and there's some contact. That one's going straight up. It looks like it will stay in. And Goebel gets the catch, so that's the 3rd out here for Northwest Florida State College. And that does it for the first inning. So when we return, we will prepare to start for the top of the 2nd with Santa Fe up to bat. Leading off for the top of the 2nd is number 22, Dylan Reed, sophomore outfielder from Jacksonville, Florida. The lefty hitter comes up the plate. Fresh count here. And that'll be called a ball by the umpire, no hand signal. Dylan Reed regathers himself, walks back up the plate. He awaits the pitch, and it comes in, and that'll be called a strike there. Again, if you're just now joining us, Santa Fe College in the dark blue, Northwest Florida State College in the gray and red. And that pitch will be called a ball, so a 2-1 count now for Dylan Reed.
Dylan Reed played 48 of 49 games in the regular season, leads the team with a .366 batting average.
Very consistent player for the Saints team. And there's a 3-1 count. So Dylan Reed, 3-1 count. We'll see if he swings on this one or draws a walk. Pitch coming in. A big swing and a miss. So now we've got a full count, 3-2. A great swing, just not able to make contact on that. And that's John Barr on the mound, pitching for Northwest Florida State College. The pitch comes in, and there's a foul ball. Dylan Reed regathers himself. He walks up to the plate. And there's a sky ball. That one goes straight up, and that's going to be a very easy catch there. That was Brown who brought that one in. Up to bat now for Santa Fe is number 5, Leo Rodriguez. So we've got one out here after that Dylan Reed ball to the sky that was caught by Devin Brown. And now Leo Rodriguez takes the first pitch, and there's some contact. That one's going straight to center field. However, that drops. A great diving effort there by Salvatore. However, not able to make the grab, and Rodriguez will be stopped at first. Great diving effort there by Salvatore, seeing that one wasn't going to make it into deep outfield. He runs back from the shortstop position. However, not able to get a handle on it. There's a replay of it there. Up to bat now, number 15, Jeff Meisner. A Wiki Wachi high school graduate. And Meisner's got a 0-1 count. The lefty hitter gets set. John Barr throws the pitch in, and that'll be called a strike. So Meisner in the hole now, 0-2. One out here and a runner on first. And Meisner preparing for it. He makes some contact there. Potential double play here, out at second. And safe at first. Great job by Meisner hustling on over to get safe at first. However, it's unsuccessful in getting Rodriguez safe on second. So now they're back to where they were, just with one extra out. 0-2 count here for number 14, Nick Lentz. Nick Lentz, the righty batter. First pitch coming out. John Barr winds up, throws it out. And that is going to be called a strike by the umpire. So Nick Lentz starting off with an 0-1 count. Single runner on first. That last pitch will be called a ball, so that evens the count up at 1-1. John Barr, the pitcher, listed at 6 foot 185. And Lentz sets his feet. 1-1 count, 2 outs here, runner on first. Top of the second. And a foul ball. It was tipped straight back into the net. And we'll have a second for the umpire to get it together. And now we've got a 1-2 count. Nick Lentz gets ready for this ball to come in. And a ball called. So 2-2 count here. Runner on first, 2 outs. And that one outside the strike zone, that'll be called a ball. Two very talented teams here. Both pretty similar records. Santa Fe College with a 37-12 record, and Northwest Florida State College with a 34-16. This is an elimination game, so whoever loses here will be sent home. As that is Nick Lentz with a full count. Halfacre talks it over with John Barr as he comes back. And a 3-2 count here for Nick Lentz. And some solid contact there. However, that's going to be a foul ball. And that'll go to the stands over there. So Nick Lentz still in this 3-2 count. Northwest Florida State College on a one-game win streak. Santa Fe College on a one-game lose streak, as Santa Fe College got upset by Palm Beach State yesterday. Chris, that game went 11 innings, a very great game. What'd you think?
Well, that was the first game that went past 9, so we got to experience some free baseball. All right, any game that goes into extras, I think, is a good game, and that was no exception. Very hard-fought game by both teams. Palm Beach State, the Panthers, able to come out on top.
And you talk about extra innings. How about that game last night between the Yankees and the Cubs?
Oh, that didn't go extra innings. They just played 2 games. 18 innings in one game. That's crazy.
That is insane. That has got to be an extremely long game. And a strikeout there for John Barr. Great job by Barr. And so far he's only allowed 2 hits and 0 runs. So a great job by Barr. He heads out to the dugout for Northwest Florida State College. We have a quick break in the action as we prepare to go into the bottom of the second. Leading off now for the Raiders of Northwest Florida State College is number 15, Devin Brown, as we get set to start the bottom of the second. That first pitch thrown in was tipped in a foul ball for Devin Brown. He's got an 0-1 count. On deck for Brown is number 14, Bryant Harris Jr. And that'll be strike 2. Devin Brown in the hole, 0-2. Brown, a left outfielder. Bryant Harris Jr. on deck, a right outfielder. And we've got a 1-2 count here for Brown. Brown, a freshman from Smith Station, Alabama. That'll be a foul ball, so 1-2 count still. No runners on base and 0 outs. As Sean Gable gets set to throw out the next pitch. And a nice contact there by Brown. And
wonderful.
Wow.
Wonderful diving play out there in center field by Kyle Phillips.
Wow, that was a very athletic move, diving for that ball to get the first out.
Let's take another look at that. Play hit, ball hit, shallow center. Phillips runs in, dives forward, making that play.
That sure is impressive. So, Chris, why don't we go over the Santa Fe defense real quick while Bryant Harris Jr. is up to bat.
In left field, in the outfield left to right with a switch starting off, Sean Smith, Kyle Phillips, and Dylan Reed. In the infield third to first, Nick Lentz, Brandon Hernandez, Mikey Navarrete, and Leo Rodriguez, and Alex Goebel behind the plate.
Thank you, Chris. Is now Bryant Harris Jr. is in the hole, 0-2. Just 1 out after that last Devin Brown hit to center field, was caught by Phillips. That'll be called a ball. We've seen some very, very athletic plays here from that last diving catch from Phillips to Ronaldo Rivera for Chipola College, laying out doing the splits at first, as we mentioned before, as well as many others. Even Steven Smith here for Santa Fe yesterday diving out for a ball that went by third.
And you mentioned Chipola. Last night against Miami-Dade, Trey Dawson was going to his left. He bobbled the ball when he tried to get it off the bounce, off the hop. And he was able to compose himself, grab the ball in midair, and toss it over to second trying to get the double play. He got the first out at second, but the runner was called safe at first. On a replay, it looked otherwise, but still a great effort by Trey Dawson last night.
It really was, and so now we have a 3-2 count here for Bryant Harris Jr. One out. Pitch coming in. Bryant Harris Jr. fouls that ball. And Chris, you were talking about the Chipola game last night. They defeated Miami-Dade College handily. That game was called in the 8th on a 10-0 run rule. And we've got a walk here. Bryant Harris Jr. with a full count draws the 4th ball, and he will walk over to first base.
And yeah, the 10-0 result, not what I expected. I don't think that's what you expected either, Marshall. Between two of the top teams in this tournament, Miami-Dade has a team batting average of over 350, and they still can put any runs on the board against Chipola.
I just think it was a bad night hitting last night for Miami-Dade. Again, a very talented team. They had a bye the first day. They opened up Saturday with a 7-0 game over State College of Florida.
And you got to give a lot of credit to last night's starting pitcher for Chipola, Evan Steele. He went 8 innings, gave up no runs, struck out 9. Sorry, struck out 10. Struck out 10 last night.
That last pitch by Halfacre was fouled. Went straight behind him. Halfacre, the catcher for this Raiders team. A pickoff attempt at first on Bryant Harris Jr. is unsuccessful. Another beautiful day of baseball here. Can't complain about the weather at all. Is that one potential double play here? And
wonderful double play.
Wow.
Wonderful double play. Great job by Leo Rodriguez recognizing the possibility, and even better job by Sean Gable running over to first and getting that second out at first, getting the hitter, Cole Halfacre.
Perfectly executed double play, and that'll end the second. So when we return at about 10:40 in a few moments, we'll get started with the top of the third. Hello and welcome back to the first game of today here on Monday, May 8th for the FCSAA State Tournament. All of these games being played here at Publix Field at Joker Merchant Stadium in beautiful Lakeland, Florida. Can't get better baseball weather out here, as we've been very lucky this whole week with weather.
The only thing I could see about improving the stadium would be to put a pub substation somewhere in this stadium so you can get a chicken tender sub.
That's right. They should make some kind of deal with a certain number of home runs, gets you a free chicken tender pub sub.
I like that.
Publix, very good supermarket down here.
Actually, the corporate headquarters located here, just about 10 miles away.
So that's Mikey Navarrete up to bat for Santa Fe College. He's got a 1-2 count here to start off the top of the third. On deck for him is number 10, Kyle Phillips. The pitch preparing to come in here for Navarrete. No runners on base, and that is called a ball. So 2-2 count. That evens up the count. Navarrete preparing to hit. And some solid contact there. That goes straight back to center field. And that'll be an easy out. Routine catch there by Joe Guidry, who we haven't heard much of yet today. Number 10, Kyle Phillips up to bat now. A walk-on for this Santa Fe College team, and he's actually signed next year to go play at University of South Florida. He's one of the better players on this team, so it's always awesome when you hear a story like that. Player walking onto the baseball team, becoming a contributor, and then committing off to a Division I school.
Congratulations to him. It's well earned.
So a 1-0 count now for Phillips, and he gets some contact there on the ball. However, just a tad bit late, so that'll be a foul ball. 1-1 count. And Phillips, the lefty, he comes back up the plate. Phillips originally from Orlando, Florida. He's a West Orange High School graduate. And there's another foul ball coming straight back. That one hits the net, so he will stay alive. However, he's down in the count 1-2 with one out here. No runners on base for the Saints. A big swing and a miss, so that'll be a strikeout there. And a great pitch.
That's the third strikeout of the game for Northwest pitcher John Barr.
So Brandon Hernandez now up to bat. We just mentioned Kyle Phelps is going to University of South Florida next year. Brandon Hernandez is signed to go play at University of Central Florida.
A little bit of an I-4 rivalry between the two.
That's right, Central Florida located in Orlando, Florida. A Golden Knights. So we've got a 1-1 count here for the sophomore Hernandez. Pitch coming in from Barr. And there's a sky ball. That one's going straight up. It's going to go into the stands and bounces through a chair. Again, we mentioned this is an elimination game, so whoever loses here will be sent home. That'll be called a ball. That evens the count up at 2-2.
That breaking ball just outside. Could have been called either way. Hernandez fortunate to still be up here at the plate.
That's right. Hernandez trying to stay alive in this one. And he does after another foul ball. And 2 outs already. Score is 1-0. Northwest Florida College leads.
Oh, another one. Just offside. That outside part of the plate. Full count now.
So Hernandez, the righty hitter. He's originally from Palm Beach, Florida. That pitch coming in, and another foul ball. That one's going straight up, and that'll be another shot up on the roof. And Hernandez with a .275 batting average on the year. Gets set for the full count. Trying to stay alive here. That pitch comes in, and a great shot. That one's going high, and that one looks like it'll stay in, and that'll be a nice catch out there in the outfield by Devin Brown. So that'll do the top of the third for you. When we return, Northwest Florida State College will prepare to go at bat. We'll be right back. This is FCSAA Sports. My name is Marshall Watchers. Joining me is Chris Valentine and Andrew Laguerre. Leading off for the bottom of the third is Joe Guidry. And that's his first at-bat, and he earns a base there after he takes that ball off the body. And a walk after Sean Gable can't control that ball. So Guidry's first at-bat gets a free base, an earned base, Chris Valentine.
That's right, Marshall. I've taught you well.
And Dano Diaz now up the bat. Fresh count here, no outs, runner on first. That's Joe Guidry leading off from first. Pitch coming in. That'll be a foul ball. 1-0 count here. A big swing and a miss. That's Dano Diaz. It's a 1-1 count here for Diaz.
That pitch just outside. A little bit low, a little bit out. That was a good curveball, though, by Gable. Oh, and he goes back with the same pitch. And he gets the same result. That one looked like it was a little bit closer. Still, counts 3-1 now.
So Diaz with a .314 batting average on the year. He's a freshman for this Raiders team. Man on first, 3-1 count. A big swing, and that'll be a foul ball. So full count now here for Dano Diaz.
Move over to first, nothing doing. Guidry makes it back in easily. Off with the pitch was Guidry, and there's a fly ball deep to right. And unable to make the catch out in right field was Dylan Reed. So we'll try it again. Guidry will go back to first. And we'll have another 3-2 pitch.
You saw a shot over there earlier in the game. Went to that same corner, whoever was called fair, and that one just a little more to the right. So that is a foul ball, and Dano Diaz still with a 3-2 count. However, 0 outs here for this Northwest Florida State College team. Guidry gets ready to steal. He's going. And that'll be a foul ball going straight up, and that'll be, excuse me, not a foul ball, yes, and it'll be caught. Leo Rodriguez gets the easy catch as Guidry was committing on stealing a second. However, he saw that ball go straight up, so he went back to first, and he is safe there. Dano Diaz unsuccessful in scoring any runs there for his team. So now we have number 13, Landon Crowder, up at bat. He had the double last at bat, got a man home for the run in the bottom of the first, and that's the only run so far of the game. Crowder, the lefty, pitch coming in. Evens the count up at 1-1. That last pitch called a ball. Still only 1 out, man on first. And a nice hit there by Landon Crowder. That's going to outfield, and that is easily caught by Kyle Phillips. So that'll be 2 outs. Guidry again stuck at first. Can't make his way over. Landon Crowder, not the hit he was hoping for, at least compared to the first one he had in the first inning. And now up to bat is number 24, Ross Goforth. And some contact there by Goforth. And a good call there. That was Navarrete who called for that ball. Gave Dylan Reed the talk. Got him out of the way, and a easy catch there. And that'll end the 3rd inning. So when we return, we will kick off the top of the 4th. Leading off for the top of the fourth is number 8, third baseman Steven Smith. Smith, originally third baseman, now this game he's playing left field. Like Nick Lentz is now the third baseman for Santa Fe's defense. However, Steven Smith with a 1-1 count now. He is committed to the University of Tampa for baseball next year. Go Spartans.
Deep fly ball into right center, and making the catch there was Harris Jr. That'll be one away.
So Steven Smith, no luck there. Let's start off the top of the fourth. He gets an out right away. We'd like to thank you all tuning in on YouTube. Be sure to check out the other games on the FCSAA sports page. There is a playlist under there for this baseball tournament alone. If you would like to watch highlights of the previous game these two played, where Santa Fe College came out victorious over Northwest Florida State College, that'll be on there as well. And another easy catch there. That was Dano Diaz running under it, and now 2 outs. Alex Goebel unable to get a solid hit out of that one. Dylan Reed, number 22, up at bat. Reed playing right field for the Santa Fe defense. He's up at bat, the lefty hitter. Pitch coming in, that'll be called a ball. And Dylan Reed next year is committed to play at Flagler College. He's got a .366 batting average on the year.
He has the best average on the team, but he also struck out more than every other player, 33 times in 48 games.
And Reed, one of 4 players on this team who played in 48 out of the 49 games. No one played all season. Hernandez, Steven Smith, and Alex Goebel also all played 48 games for the Saints. And so a 2-1 count now for Dylan Reed. That last pitch outside. 2 outs here, no runners on base. Pitch coming in. And some contact there. That one is going to be a foul ball out of the stadium. So 2-2 count now here for Dylan Reed. Reed's got 4 homers on the year. Looking to get one here as this team has 2 outs already. So Northwest Florida State College up 1-0. Both teams have 2 hits. No ears today. That pitch coming in. And some contact there going straight to Diaz at second and thrown out at first. Not much of a shot there for Dylan Reed, as not many people can make that beeline to first after a hit like that. So that'll end the top of the fourth, and when we return, we'll get started with the bottom of the fourth. Leading off for the bottom of the fourth is number 37, Jake Corso. That first pitch thrown in there by Sean Gable is a ball. Next pitch coming in. That one's not called a strike. That one's called a ball as well. So, Chris, these two teams played earlier in the tournament. They're playing here today. A little bit different outcome so far, a little bit slower paced game. What do you think of these two teams so far?
I think both teams are being very careful. Both pitchers are making sure to work the counts in their favor. They're not afraid to throw balls and try to get players to chase, just like that, as Jake Corso hits that pitch on the outside corner for a foul ball down the third base line. Both pitchers have been very good. Only one run given up so far. And I look forward to seeing how these two pitchers will move forward.
That's right. Both of these teams have seen each other play. However, just with different pitchers. Again, that's Sean Gable on the mound there for Santa Fe College. Another foul ball for Jake Corso, so the count's still 2-2. Corso, 6'4" first baseman. Pitch coming in, the lefty is struck out. Nice job by Sean Gable on a strikeout. And Jake Corso makes his way on back to the Northwest Florida State College dugout.
Quick look at that last pitch of the strikeout. Big swing and a miss.
So now Mike Salvatore, the speedster up at bat. He gets some contact right away, and that ball is going to drop, and that'll be caught. So 2 outs back to back. Very easy catch out there for Dylan Reed. Devin Brown, the righty, up the bat. Brown listed at 5'10", 192 pounds. He's a freshman for this team. 0-1 count to start. 2 outs, no runners on base. Make that 1-1 after that last pitch was called a ball by the umpire. And another strike, so 1-2 count here for Devin Brown. He's down in the count.
That was a good off-speed pitch by Gable, able to get this count to 2 strikes through that off-speed low and out. There was nothing that Devin Brown could do about that one.
And a strikeout. So, another strikeout there for Sean Gable. He did a great job against Devin Brown, as Devin Brown and Sean Gable make their way back to each team's dugout. That's the bottom of the fourth. Still a 1-0 ball game. Northwest Florida State College leads. And we'll get right back for the start of the fifth. Leading off for the top of the fifth for Santa Fe College is number 5, Leo Rodriguez. A 1-1 count there for Rodriguez. That's still John Barr in there, the righty pitcher on the mound for Northwest Florida State. A nice hit there. Does it have the distance? And
off the middle of the wall. And that's a leadoff double for Leo Rodriguez to start off his 5th inning. Devin Brown unable to get back in time. And that'll put a runner on second with no outs.
We take a second here as head coach Doug Martin makes a walk out to the mound, talks it over as Jeff Meisner is preparing to hit for Santa Fe College. No action in the bullpen. So after Doug Martin talks it over on the mound with Barr and Halfacre, we return here. We've got a runner on second. And we've got Jeff Meisner up to bat, the lefty.
And you got to remember John Barr, with only the 2 starts on the regular season, not experienced in these early game situations. That's why Doug Martin went out to calm his pitcher's nerves a little bit.
That last pitch called a ball. Quick break in the action here. We take a moment to pause. We return. John Barr taking a look back at second. Takes a look at home, and there's we'll see if that's foul. Yes, it is foul.
I hit the top of the fence out there and bounced back in. Very close for Devin Brown to have an opportunity at that play.
And Jeff Meisner with some power behind that one. He's listed at 5'11", 220. And there's some contact, and that was Barr thinking of swinging it over to second, trying to get Rodriguez out at second. However, he makes this smart play and gets it over to Corso at first. So Jeff Meisner is thrown out at first as number 14. Nick Lentz comes up to bat. Lentz, as I mentioned, is playing third base today. He moves Steven Smith from third to left field. And so we've got 1 out and a runner on second for Santa Fe College.
In his first at bat, Lentz struck out on a full count. Struck out swinging. Now he's got a runner in scoring position. See what he can do. Oh, that looked almost like a balk by John Barr, but not called. He held up his delivery slightest bit. Nevertheless, 0-0 the count.
And some nice contact there for Nick Lentz.
Oh, and a missed play in the outfield by Joe Guidry. Into third will go Lentz.
Wow.
Wow is right. So instead of the tying run coming in and our man on first with one out, the tying run comes in and Nick Lentz makes it all the way over to third on that error by Joe Guidry.
Very surprising. Guidry missed that ball, so now we've got a tied ball game here, 1-1, and we've got a runner on third. Chris, you mentioned Nick Lentz striking out last at bat, and then he gets a triple out of that.
Well, a single with an error.
Single with an error, excuse me, as Mikey Navarrete is up at bat, so he's got a 1-0 count.
And Joe Guidry not doing his job. You're taught from an early age to get your body in front of the ball when you're in the outfield and there's a ball on the ground coming towards you. He tried to just scoop it with the glove, and it got under him.
And that's Salvatore out there who went out to the mound to give John Barr a little piece of advice. We've got a 1-1 count now. That last pitch called a strike. Now, Chris, you were briefly mentioning a balk. You want to go over that and what kind of punishment that is for the pitcher? What kind of stuff goes on?
If there's a runner on base, then he gets to advance no matter where on the base path he is. A balk is a mistake in your delivery or a twitch when you're out there and you're set on the mound. You don't see it too often, but when you see it, it's a true heartbreaker for your team, and it's a big energy booster for the opposing team.
Thank you, Chris, and that is called a strike. So Mikey Navarrete, count is even at 2-2. Runner on third with just one out. So Navarrete, the freshman from Miami, Florida, trying to make something happen here. There's some contact. However, this going to go to the left of third base, and the third base coach there for Santa Fe picks it up and throws it back to the catcher. So now Navarrete still with a 2-2 count. He gets set up. The righty against the righty right in here. Pitch coming in. And he is going to be thrown out at first. So that'll be 2 outs. Nick Lentz is still going to be held up at third. And we will now have Kyle Phillips up to bat.
Kyle Phillips, like we said earlier, the former walk-on turned D1 commit. He comes up in the top half of this 5th inning with a runner in scoring position, 90 feet away from the go-ahead run scoring.
Phillips listed at 5'9", 165.
Ball gets away from Halfacre. And in scoring is Lentz. This game now in the favor of Santa Fe.
Just like that, it turns around. We haven't had a run since the bottom of the first, and now at the top of the 5th, Santa Fe brings in 2. And they've got 2 outs here, no runners on base, and Kyle Phillips is still at bat. So talk about Kyle Phillips beating the odds. I mean, walking on this team, he's only listed at 5'9", 165, and it's really just a big motivation story for those young players who maybe didn't get the college looks they wanted, to not give up baseball and potentially try out for a team. And as we mentioned, he's off to University of South Florida next year.
Yeah, he walked on as a freshman last year. He was an integral part in their state tournament victory last year as he gets a base hit in between the Chapola in second and first, I apologize. He gets on with 2 outs. So some good experience for Kyle Phillips in last year's tournament. And that, I'm sure, has helped him improve upon his game and become a starter and a big-time player for this Santa Fe team as they look to defend their state title.
That's right, Brandon Hernandez up to bat. Chris, you were mentioning how they won the state title last year. This year they are ranked nationally at 13th. 2 Florida teams ahead of them. However, one is already sent home. Polk State already with 2 losses in the tournament. Chapola, however, is still yet to be defeated. They're number 2 team in the nation behind number 1 McLennan in Texas. Chapola College will be the 3rd game today against the only other undefeated team, Palm Beach State.
And how about Palm Beach State? They came in and they didn't have many expectations, and they've found a way to stay undefeated as Brandon Hernandez grounds out to end the inning. And we're back here in the top half of this 6th inning. Santa Fe took a 2-1 lead in the bottom half. I apologize, the bottom half of the 5th inning. And a 1-1 count now to Bryant Harris Jr., the right fielder. That one grounded foul back. 1-2 now.
That last pitch clocked in at 73 miles per hour from Gable. We've seen a fluctuation of pitches here from Gable, as well as a lot from a couple different pitchers. Last night, someone who really stood out was Chapola's pitcher. Excuse me. That'll be a 1-2 count there. 1-3 count, strikeout. Also, someone else who really stood out was Santa Fe's Troy Bacon. Bacon by far with the fastest pitch we've seen clocked in. That was at 97 miles per hour. He's off to Mississippi State next year. So the pitch coming in, a big hit there from Cole Halfacre. However, that's going to drop. And that'll be caught right away. So 2 back-to-back outs right there. That pitch clocked in at 88 miles per hour, and Halfacre's hit was caught by Dylan Reed. Joe Guidry up to bat. Last at bat, he took one off the body. So he was awarded a walk to first base, and we've got a 2-0 count here for Guidry. That last pitch called a strike, so 2-1 count here for Guidry as Dano Diaz is on deck for the Raiders. If he can make it on there, we've got 2 outs already. And that pitch coming in, that'll be in the outfield, and that'll be caught for an out. Dylan Reed getting some action back-to-back on 2 outs, so that'll end the 5th, and we will be right back for the top of the 6th. Leading off at the top of the 6th for Santa Fe College is number 8, Steven Smith. Smith, a 5'10", 175-pound player out of Trenton, Florida. As we mentioned, this tournament he's been playing third base. However, today he's playing left outfield. And Smith, the lefty batter, has got a 2-0 count now working for him. That pitch coming in. And that'll be also called a ball. So 3-0 count with an 89-mile-per-hour pitch coming in.
Just off the outside part of that plate. Close pitch.
And a walk there for Steven Smith. 4 balls equals a free trot on over to first base. A good eye by Steven Smith on all 4 of those pitches. As we briefly mentioned earlier, Northwest Florida State College is led by their head coach, Doug Martin. Santa Fe College led by head coach Johnny Wiggs. And number 25, Alex Goebel, the catcher, is up to bat. So we'll see if John Barr can throw something other than a ball here. However, he does not. Just threw 4 straight. Make that 5. Last pitch clock in at 89 miles per hour. Not many scouts here yet early this morning. I'm sure they will fill in as the day goes by, as we have Miami-Dade playing next. Supposed to start at 1 o'clock versus State College of Florida, and then the 4 o'clock game, Chipola versus Palm Beach State, undefeated versus undefeated there.
And John Barr is really losing his command right now. He's thrown 6 straight balls to start off his top half of the 6th. They've got action in the bullpen. Let's see if they make a change soon.
Big swing and a miss there for Goebel. So far, no pitching changes in this game. As Barr has been pitching the whole time for Northwest Florida State College and Sean Gable for Santa Fe. Goebel looking to get out of this 2-1 count. He makes some contact, and that one is through the hole of the shortstop and third base. And now we've got a runner on first and second. Great job by the catcher, Goebel, to advance a runner to second and him getting a single out of it. Up to bat now is Dylan Reed.
Smith was on the move on that pitch, and that was the hit and run. Didn't work out how they hoped, as it's designed to get the runner from first over to third, quite possibly, or easily over to second if out. The hit by Goebel would have moved Smith over to second anyway, so they would have rather him try to hit it into right field and move Smith over to third, but they'll take first and third with no outs. First and second, I apologize, no outs. And a new pitcher coming on for Northwest. We'll be right back with the announcement. So, no bullpen move as of yet. Northwest had somebody running in from the bullpen, but I guess Coach Doug Martin decided otherwise. So it'll still be John Barr in against Dylan Reed now. First and second, no outs. Top half of the sixth inning. Reed looks to lay down a bunt. Corners will come in. And he pulls back. Pickoff throw. Hits Steven Smith. Both runners will advance. Unlucky break for Northwest. Cole Halfaker made a wonderful throw. But Steven Smith got in the way on his slide into second. Bounces away. And now there's going to be runners on second and third with no outs for Dylan Reed. That pitch called a ball, so infield will come in.
Northwest Florida State College dugout is not happy right now.
They're arguing that Steven Smith interfered with that play, but he has every right to slide back into second on a pickoff attempt. That's just an unlucky break for Northwest. That happens in baseball all the time. Sometimes the ball hits the runner and bounces away. That's just part of the game. That's why you got to make sure that your throw into the bag is not low enough to hit the runner, but not too high to overthrow. You got to have a good throw. That's part of the game.
So a 2-1 count now for Dylan Reed. That last pitch was clocked in at 77 miles per hour. And we've got a runner on second and third. Still no outs here. And some contact there. That's going to stay in.
And Steven Smith hesitated over at third. He had a pretty good opportunity on that slow roller over to first to score. And he stayed right where he was. That should have brought in a run.
And a good job by Jake Corso, easily snagging that ball and then bringing it over to first for an out. So still runners on second and third. We now have our first out for Santa Fe College, and that gives us number 5, Leo Rodriguez, the Central Florida commit, up to bat, as Halfacre walks out to the mound with John Barr to talk it over, exchange a few words.
And I think they will end up making a move here. They're buying time for a couple more pitches in the bullpen, more than likely. Doug Martin's still upset about that error over at second base by Halfacre.
And Rodriguez with 21 RBIs on the season. He's looking to bring home 2 here.
And they will intentionally walk Leo Rodriguez. That will load the bases. There's the second, 2-0.
Chris, why do you think they are deciding to walk Rodriguez here?
Well, he's 2 for 4. He's 2 for 2. Both one single, one RBI double. Double. He came in to score later on in that inning. So it's a good hitter on deck, or a good hitter at bat right now, and Jeff Misner's 0 for 2. If you look at the stats, though, Misner has a .302 batting average, and Leo Rodriguez 225. So not really the move that you would expect. Bases loaded, 1 out.
Bases loaded. 0-0 count here. Pitch coming in. And a strike. The umpire signals over. So you got an 0-1 count here with 1 out. Runners on first, second, and third. The lefty, Misner. Pitch coming in, and there's strike 2. Misner in the hole, 0-2 right now.
Big situation here for John Barr. They're leaving him in. I'm kind of surprised about that, but I guess they have faith in him.
That pitch just outside the strike zone. That pitch was clocked in at 90 miles per hour. 1-2 count, 1 out. Runners on first, second, and third. Jeff Meisner up to bat. And a strikeout. Looks to be a good call there by Halfacre, who went out to John Barr, and they decided to walk player out to first. So now Nick Lentz is going to be up to bat, and the Raiders going to try and look to get out of this situation here. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Barr's going to try and get another strikeout here. Barr sets his feet, as does Lentz. And there's a foul ball, so 0-1 count here. 2 more strikes could get John Barr out of this tight situation.
Nick Lentz in his previous at bat singled into center. And that was the hit that Joe Guidry made that error out in the outfield for. 2 strikes now to Lentz.
So 0-2 count, Lentz in the hole. Pitch coming in, and most definitely a ball. That was well outside the strike zone. And that ball came in at 90 miles per hour. So John Barr really bringing the heat here. Nick Lentz hopes to get a good hit out of this to at least bring someone home. Santa Fe College still up 2-1. Another ball here that evens the count. That last pitch from the one before dropped 10 miles per hour. That one clocked in at 80. Pitch coming in. And 3 straight balls there thrown by John Barr.
Good patience shown by Nick Lentz. Down to the count 0-2, and he's worked it full. 3-2 count, 2 outs. Bases loaded.
The patience you have to not swing on one when you're down 0-2. This crowd getting a little more fired up here.
Swung on and missed, strike 3. That'll end the inning. We head to the bottom half of the 6th inning. Santa Fe had bases loaded. Couldn't do anything with it. We'll be right back.
As we return here to the bottom of the 6th, that's Dano Diaz up to bat for the Northwest Florida State College Raiders. That last pitch was called a strike.
That ball skied in the infield. On to make the catch. Leo Rodriguez calls off Goebel. That'll be out number 1.
So quick out number 1. We would like to extend a big thank you to the following: Mrs. Kelly Warren, the Executive Director of the FCSAA, Mr. Mike Matulia, the FCSAA Men's Commissioner, Mr. Bill Hamilton, the Chair of the FCSAA Council of Athletic Affairs, Mr. Rick Hitt, the State Chair for Men's Baseball, and Mr. Bing Tyus, the Baseball Tournament Director and Athletic Director at Polk. Also a special thank you again to Mr. Bing Tyus and Wally Minto at Polk State College for hosting us for the FCSAA NJCAA Region 8 Baseball Tournament. So now up at the plate is Landon Crowder, the lefty hitter. He's got a 2-0 count here with 1 out working for him and no runners on base. He's looking to get a hit here, and he gets one.
Good scoop by Leo Rodriguez.
Great job by Rodriguez, and also a great job by Gable hustling on over to first, realizing that Rodriguez was not in position to make the out, and he Beats Crowder over there for the out. So 2 quick outs for Santa Fe College. Great job on defense. Ross Goforth up the bat. That'll be called a strike. A big swing and a miss from Ross Goforth. A lot of power with that swing, however, unsuccessful. So he's in the hole, 0-2. Pitch comes out. And another big swing and a miss and a strikeout. A nice job by Sean Gable getting it done on the mound and ending that inning quickly. So now when we return, we'll be back for the top of the 7th. Leading off for the top of the 7th for Santa Fe College is number 3, Mikey Navarrete, the 5'10", 160-pound graduate of Columbus High School. And that pitch coming in is going to be a strike. So now we've got a 1-1 count even. We'd like to thank you all for watching this game on YouTube and watching all of the games broadcasting for your team. So now a 2-1 count for Navarrete. Navarrete with a .302 batting average on the year. And he's got a 3-1 count now. That last pitch is clocked in at 88 miles per hour. Navarrete played in all but 7 games this year for the Saints as he trots his way on over to first. 4 balls will give him the free base. And next up is number 10, Kyle Phillips, walking out to the John Cena theme song. So Kyle Phillips, the lefty hitter, he comes in with a fresh count. No outs here for Santa Fe College, but he's got a runner on first. That's Navarrete, who earned the walk after 4 balls. Pitch coming in, and there's some contact. That'll be a foul ball. And that one bounces up. Takes a few other...
I took a few bounces there.
Few bounces there. So that one goes straight over the net.
That was the closest it's come to this press box during the tournament.
So now a 0-1 count after that foul ball. The pitch coming in. And some contact again. That'll be straight up, and that one will easily go over the roof. And And Phillips with a .309 batting average on the year is in the hole right now, 0-2. As he awaits the pitch from John Barr. However, John Barr with a pickoff attempt at first, unsuccessful. As Navarrete again on first. John Barr winds up.
Navarrete extends his lead after that pickoff. He's daring Barr to do it again.
He's doing a great job by baiting the pitcher, trying to get him distracted here. So 1-2 count here for Kyle Phillips. Still man on first. Navarrete takes a step farther out each time. Pitch coming in, and that is not called a strike. That'll be another ball, so 2-2 count. Foul ball there for Kyle Phillips as that ball goes right back to the Santa Fe College dugout. This game almost approaching 2 hours. We're at the top of the 7th with a 2-1 score. Santa Fe College leads. Man on first. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 0 outs. Pitch coming in. And a strike, so another strikeout there for John Barr. And Kyle Phillips struck out.
Strikeout number 7 on the day for John Barr.
And a nice hit there.
That is how you execute the hit and run. The shortstop, Mikey Navarrete, going over to cover the steal attempt by Mikey Salvatore over there, covering second. And Navarrete able to get to third on that hit by Brandon Hernandez.
And a nice job by Hernandez, putting runners on first and third with just 1 out. And this is the situation you want to be in here if you're Santa Fe. You've got Steven Smith coming up to bat, the lefty hitter. He's had a stellar performance at the tournament as well as season. He's got 35 RBIs on the year and 5 home runs with a .356 batting average.
He's 1 for 2 on the day today with a walk. Doug Martin goes out there to talk to his pitcher. This might be the last that we see of John Barr. Yep, that'll be it. They'll bring in the lefty out there in the bullpen. We'll be right back with the announcement of the new pitcher. And we are back here with the announcement of the new pitcher, the lefty number 23, Kason Greathouse out of Columbus, Georgia. He comes on to face the lefty Steven Smith. I apologize. The scoreline for John Barr as his day is over. 6 1/3 innings pitch. 7 hits. He's given up 2 runs so far, both earned, but he's responsible for the 2 men on first and third right now. First pitch in, outside corner, called a strike.
So 0-1 count here for Steven Smith, the new pitcher.
There's a liner off the mitt of Salvatore. And it'll stay first and third. That'll go down as a fielder's choice for Steven Smith. Good recovery by Salvatore, able to scavenge 1 out.
So Alex Goebel, the catcher, one of the 4 players on this team who's played in 48 out of 49 games for Santa Fe College. Very consistent player. He's got a .330 batting average on the year. And that first pitch, clocked in at 74 miles per hour by Greathouse, is called a ball. Runners on first and third for Santa Fe with 2 outs. And there's a big shot. However, that'll be a foul ball as it lands over by the 34 club for Miller Lite. Again, this is Joker Marchant Stadium. This is where the Detroit Tigers play their spring training games. That pitch coming in, and that'll be called a ball. 3-0 count here for Alex Goebel. So, Chris, what do you think? Do you think they're going to try and load up the bases, Goebel won't swing, or you think he's just going to go all for it right now with the 3-0 count?
It's actually 2-1. The scoreboard out there is incorrect.
There we go, 2-1 count. Our scoreboard is correct online. And that ball has gone straight up. Will it be caught? And no, it won't.
That's a miscommunication on the parts of Devin Brown and Salvatore out there at short. That'll score 1 run. 1 run comes in for Santa Fe, and they'll have runners on second and third now.
Wow. And if we just had a little bit of communication there, they would be out. So Dylan Reed coming up to bat. The lefty hitter's got runners on second and third. 2 outs here. And that'll be called a strike easily, and hopefully now this Northwest Florida State College defense will communicate. That last one could have easily been avoided. And that one's called a strike. Great job there by the pitcher, Kason Greathouse, the lefty. John Barr, the previous pitcher, righty on the mound, so coach decided to switch it up. And Dylan Reed, a lefty hitter. He's in the hole 0-2. Pitch coming in. Umpire does not signal, so that'll be a ball. 1-2 count now. With 2 outs and 2 runners on base, second and third. Pitch coming in. And a ball. Great job by Halfacre to get in front of that ball. That bounced a little bit far to the right. Dylan Reed with a 2-2 count here. Pitcher winding up, ball coming in. Swing and a tip that went back and hit the net behind him, so that'll be a foul ball. It'll still be 2-2. That last pitch by Greathouse clocked in at 72 miles per hour. now we've got a full count here. It started off with Dylan Reed in the hole, 0-2, and now he's got a full count, 3-2, with still runners on second and third and 2 outs. Kaysen Greathouse trying to get a strikeout here to end the bottom of the inning. Excuse me, the top of the inning. We're still on the top of the 7th as Dylan Reed is still alive with a 3-2 count. Reed with 4 home runs and 36 RBIs on the season. And there's some contact by Reed, just a tad bit late. That ball goes straight back into the net.
Reed, good job keeping himself alive. 3 straight foul balls. Make that 4 straight that he's fouled off.
Alex Goebel still at second. Steven Smith still at third for Santa Fe. They are trying to get home as they have 2 outs. And a big swing and a miss. So Kaysen Greathouse is fired up after that strikeout. And Dylan Reed is not happy with his performance. So that'll end the top of the 7th. The score is 3-1. Santa Fe College leads, and we'll be right back when we kick off the bottom of the 7th. And that first pitch for Jake Corso is going to be called a ball. Second pitch for Jake Corso, also a ball. That last pitch thrown in was clocked in at 87 miles per hour. That's still Sean Gable in the game for Santa Fe College Saints. And we've got a 3-0 count now for Jake Corso.
And there is some action going on in the Santa Fe bullpen, so might see a move soon.
First strike on the board after that last Sean Gable 88 mile per hour heater. Foul ball for Jake Corso. So a full count now for the sophomore And he will get a free base out of that one. 4 balls. He makes his way on over to first. As number 4, Mike Salvatore, comes to bat. Runner on first, Salvatore, fresh count. That'd be called a ball, a little bit high. Goebel walks out to the mound to talk it over with Sean Gable. And that pitch will be called a strike, 1-1 count.
Wonderful 71-mile-an-hour curveball, dropping in on the zone.
And a good job by Sean Gable controlling that ball. Count is even at 1.
High popper. Looks to be in foul territory. On to make the catch. No! Unable to make the grab. Was Navarrete over there at second. He ran about 120 feet, only to come up empty.
Also looked like 120 miles per hour as he went in full
he was
speed.
quick.
Yeah, he almost ran in to those bleachers there. So 1-2 count now for Mike Salvatore. And a beautiful hit, however, that is going to be caught. An easy catch by Stephen Smith in the left field. And that'll be the first out for Northwest Florida State College. Devin Brown now up to bat for the Raiders. With a nice hit, however, potential double play.
Oh, good pick by Rodriguez over there at first. Way to get out of the inning for Sean Gable. That was excellent.
A great double play there. Textbook. And
let's take another look at that. That was absolutely insane. Bounced off the mound. Wonderful play over that short by Brandon Hernandez.
As we return to the top of the 8th, Leo Rodriguez is up to bat for the Saints. He starts in the hole with the 0-1 count. Make that 0-2 count as he swings and misses on that Case and Greathouse pitch. That pitch would be called a ball just inside.
Jumping out of the way of that one was Rodriguez.
That'll be...
It was near the knees.
2-2 count now for Rodriguez. And that's a strikeout there. So first out now for Santa Fe College at the top of the 8th. Up to bat now, number 20, Bo Succumb. First time we've seen Succumb here in the tournament. That pitch coming in. And Bo Succumb with 1 homer and 6 RBIs on the year. Got a 1-0 count and some nice contact there. However, a very routine catch in the outfield. Again, that is Bryant Harris Jr. to bring that one in. Bo Succumb with a little bit of action here. 1-0 count now for Nick Lentz. Two outs, no runners on base. And that'll be called a strike. That evens the count out 1. That last pitch by Greathouse clocked in at 80 miles per hour. And a foul ball, so 1-2 count for Lentz. Two outs for the Saints. Lentz trying to make something happen. And a foul tip. Lentz will stay alive, so with a 1-2 count. Nick Lentz with a .313 batting average on the year. And he is struck out. Great job by Greathouse to end the top of the 8th. When we return, Northwest Florida State College will have a chance at bat for the bottom of the 8th. Leading off for the bottom of the 8th is Bryant Harris Jr. And that first pitch by Sean Gable will be a strike. We stop for a quick moment as the umpire gets the third base coach for Northwest Florida State a helmet. Great hustle there by Gabe Austin, hustling out to get his coach a helmet on third base. And we are good. We return to play, and Bryant Harris Jr. in the hole, 0-1 to start off this bottom of the 8th. That'll be a foul ball for Harris Jr. That one goes to the left, takes a couple bounces into the stands. So 0-2 count now for Bryant Harris. Pitch coming in, and that'll be high and outside. That'll be a ball. That pitch also called a ball. So started off Bryant Harris Jr. in the hole 0-2. Last two pitches have been balls. Evens the count up. And there's some contact, and that ball is going to drop. An easy catch there by Hernandez at shortstop, and that'll be the first out. Up to bat now, the catcher, number 26, Cole Haffaker. And that'll be an easy out there as that ball is rolled over easily to Rodriguez. Rodriguez, the underhand dump to Gable, and Gable gets him out at first. So two quick outs back to back.
Quick look at that one. Good awareness by Gable to get off the mound quick and run over to first to get that toss from Rodriguez.
That last pitch clocked in at 73 miles per hour. That was called a ball. Joe Guidry with a swing. And that is over to third base. Is he going to get there in time? And
he was off the bag. Good attempt over there by Lentz. Misplay on that grounder. It's going to be called an error on Lentz. First error of the game for Santa Fe. And that's the first time we've seen the switch from Steven Smith from third to left really make a difference. Now, still a good attempt by Lentz.
that ball called a strike. Dano Diaz with an 0-1 count now. Got a runner on first and two outs. Pitch coming in is called a ball. Count is even at 1 now. And that'll be also called a ball. So now a 2-1 count for Dano Diaz. Diaz, the second baseman. That ball's hit over in between. No play going to happen out of there.
And not a very hard hit ground ball. Hernandez had to move over to his right, and when he got to it, he knew there was no throw. The speedy Diaz on base with an infield single.
That's right. So now runner on first and runner on second. The Raiders trying to make something happen here, even with 2 outs. Pitch coming in, and that one called a strike for Landon Crowder. Crowder responsible for the RBI in the bottom of the first. He got a double in the beginning and got his man home. So that is the only run they have, as he is now in the hole 0-2. That last pitch was clocked in at 87 miles per hour. Still Sean Gable, the starting pitcher in there for Santa Fe College. Pitch coming in, some contact there, and he looks like he's going to be thrown out at first. Easily, so that'll end the bottom of the 8th, and when we return, we'll get started with the top of the 9th. The score is still 3-2. Santa Fe College leads. We'll be right back. And a correction, the score is 3-1. Santa Fe College leads over Northwest Florida State College. Leading off for Santa Fe is the second baseman, number 3, Mikey Navarrete. This game at about 2.5 hours. We start the 9th. That first pitch on Navarrete is called a ball. Chris, we were talking a little bit earlier about Chipola. They're the number 2 seed. Santa Fe, also the 13th seed. And Palm Beach State is just outside the top 20. So it'll be a good game tonight, as Palm Beach State is going to look to stay alive. They had a 35-13 record during the regular season. Chipola with a 40-8.
Yeah, it should be a very good game. We watched Chipola take on Miami-Dade last night, and they blew them out. We thought Miami-Dade was one of the better teams in this tournament. Miami-Dade's still alive. They'll play in the next game. Foul tip there by Navarrete. 2-2 the count. So, yeah, I'm excited to see that Chipola-Palm Beach game. Should be a good one.
It most definitely will, and Santa Fe College here is the away team, Northwest Florida the home. So if the score stays as is, this will go to the bottom of the 9th. Regardless, this game will go to the bottom of the 9th, being that Santa Fe College is up. And there's a foul ball by Navarrete. So 2-2 count here for the second baseman, Navarrete.
That ball skied.
And a great job by Dano Diaz calling now 1 out, telling Jake Corso to get out of the way, and that he did. So 1 out now after Navarrete's ball was caught for an out. Up the bat now is number 10, Kyle Phillips.
Two 2-0 now. 2 straight balls on the outside. And blast that. Foul ball. Way foul. I'll make it 2-1.
Kyle Phillips, the lefty, going against the lefty here. No runners on base. Pitch coming in. And that'll be called a ball. No signal from the umpire. So 3-1 count now for Phillips with just 1 out.
I'm looking forward to seeing this bottom half of the inning if Sean Gable stays in. Good curveball. Call the ball. Now it looked like it could have caught. But either way, Kyle Phillips is on first.
Up the bat now, number 2, Brandon Hernandez, has got a runner on first for Santa Fe College. The pitch coming in, the lefty. That'll be called a ball just inside the strike zone. So 1-0 count now.
Oh, good bunt. That's trouble. And no throw. That was a wonderful bunt over there by Brandon Hernandez, moving Kyle Phillips over to second and him on first. 1-2 with 1 out. Landon Crowder tried to barehand it, but he had no chance. And that'll go as a hit for Santa Fe.
So now another lefty up the bat. Pitch coming in. No swing. One 0 count now. I believe that is Stephen Smith at bat. And a nice hit by Smith.
Oh, wow. Into the Margaritaville patio. And that effectively puts this game out of reach for Northwestern State, or for Northwest Florida. 3-run shot for Stephen Smith. That was similar to the home run last night from Chipola's first baseman, Ronaldo Rivera. Didn't go quite as far, but still really impressive.
And finally, a shot to the Margaritaville patio. That landed right there in the seats. If there were some fans out there sitting, fan would have went home with a lucky ball. Home run by Stephen Smith. So now Alex Goebel, the catcher, is up the bat. Pitch coming in, the lefty. Goebel swing and a miss, so he's in the hole now, 0-2. Still just 1 out. No runners on base after Stephen Smith got all of them home with that big hit. And there's a hit right there from Goebel. That'll be a foul ball. That'll keep him alive.
Stephen Smith knew right away that was gone. He threw his hands up in the air, and he jogged over to first and around the bases.
That was a beautiful hit by Stephen Smith. No passport required to go over there to Margaritaville patio.
I feel like a Jimmy Buffett song should play every time it's hit over there.
I'd agree.
Shout out to Ned Johnson if you're watching.
And all the Parrot heads at home. So still now a 1-2 count with 1 out. The pitch coming in. And a nice hit. However, that's going to go straight to the sky. And a good call there by Dano Diaz. Calling out that he's got that. And that'll be 2 outs. Now up to bat is number 22, the right fielder Dylan Reed.
We are back here with the announcement of a new pitcher for Northwest Florida. The new pitcher, number 11, Breon Pooler, the righty out of Huntsville, Alabama. He comes on to face Dylan Reed for the righty-lefty matchup. You don't see that every day from a reliever, and there's a drive to center field, and almost making the diving play was Guidry. That'll be extra bases. And that could be a Little League home run. Play at the plate, and he is safe. It'll be interesting to see how that is scored. I think it's going to be a triple with an error. Let's see if we can't look at a quick replay for it. We start off with that mishandle in center by Guidry. They're still determining how to score it. It's a triple with an error. Yes, a triple with an error. But an inside the park Little League home run, sort of, if you will. And now it's 7-1 after that new pitcher is brought in, Breon Poole. So the first batter, the first pitch he throws, Dylan Reed comes all the way home from home. Makes this a 6-run ball game.
Chris, what does that do to your confidence as a pitcher when the first pitch you throw out, something like that happens?
Oh, your confidence goes out the window. Easily. When the first pitch is hit like that, and how unlucky of a play that really was for Pooler. You don't lose confidence in yourself, but you know that a play should have been made out there. If not an out, then it should have been at least stopped. And another bad play. Landon Crowder overthrows Jake Corso. And that goes out of play. So now Leo Rodriguez will go to second.
So Rodriguez on second. We've got 2 outs. And we've got the designated hitter, number 20, Bo Succumb.
That'll be the 4th error of the ballgame for Northwest. Second of this inning. And to finish what I was saying, Casey Greathouse ends his day with 2 1/3 inning pitched. 3 hits, 3 runs, all earned. 1 walk and 3 strikeouts recorded for him today.
So an 0-2 count now for Bo Succumb. That first pitch called a strike, second one a foul ball. Runner on second. The wind-up pitch coming in, and again, another foul ball.
And Succumb pinch hitting for Jeff Misner. Misner went 0 for 4 on the day.
And that pitch will be called a ball.
That pitch fouled back. Still 1-2. Oh, and that ball is hit high. Back into left field. There's Brown. Gets under it. That will retire the side. That will end the inning for Santa Fe. But they effectively put this game out of reach. They score 4 runs. 3 of them coming off that Steven Smith shot into the Margaritaville patio. We'll be right back in the bottom half of the 9th. Northwest has some work to do. They need to score 6 runs to keep their season alive.
As we get set for the bottom of the 9th inning, that first pitch comes out, and we've got a 7-1 ball game here. Santa Fe College leads. As of right now, if this stands, Northwest Florida State College will be on their way home. This is a double elimination tournament. Northwest Florida State College already has 1 loss, as does Santa Fe. And there's a hit going straight to the sky. Is that going to be caught? And yes, it does. An easy catch there by Nick Lentz, and that'll give the Raiders their first out. So 7-1. Santa Fe College with 12 hits on the day. Northwest Florida State College with 3. Chris, if you could sum up this game, how, like, aside from just the score, how did both these teams play?
Santa Fe played really, really well. They only made 1 error in the field, but it was only on that the mishandle by Lentz. And they've had a good game offensively and a really good game defensively for pitching-wise, as Gable gives up the hit here to start to put a man on first with 1 out. Gable so far has gone 8 1/3. He's given up 2 walks, 6 strikeouts, and he's only given up 4 hits and 1 run. So he's pitched well. And Northwest has played rather sloppily. They, oh, what a catch! What a catch over at third. That'll end the game. What a way to end that game. Nick Lentz with the great catch on the line drive and the awareness to throw it over to first and get the double play. Let's take a look at that one more time.
Talk about a catch and then swinging that thing over.
There's that line out and great throw. He spins, turns around, and gets that throw over to first. Wow, that was the play of the game, and that ends the game, and that ends Northwest Florida's season. Good season by the Raiders. They're eliminated here after their 2nd loss. The approximate start time for the next game, which will be Miami-Dade versus State College of Florida, is at 1:15. We'll be right back in about 30 minutes.